Hey Travis kiddos, it's writing time. Last week we worked on writing letters to people. Thank you to those of you who wrote a letter. I love it, and I can't wait to write you back. Um, and I hope everybody, had a chance to write a letter to somebody, whether it's one that you'll send or not. It's great practice, and it's something that is extremely important right now when we can't be together while we're staying safe and distant. And it's also something for the rest of your life that's a great skill to have, to write someone letters. This week we are talking about community helpers. So in the text, All Kinds of Helpers, we read about different helpers in the community. And then on pages 254 and 255, they give us an example of writing about the text. So this example is writing about a bus driver. So it says, my bus driver is someone who helps me get to and from school. Her name is Mrs. Johnson. Mrs. Johnson is the best. I was nervous on the first day of school, and she helped me. She told me where to get off the bus. Mrs. Johnson protects all the kids on her bus. Sometimes the bus is crowded. Mrs. Johnson tells everyone to sit down. When we get off the bus, Mrs. Johnson tells us when it is time to cross the street. Mrs. Johnson helps keep me safe. That's a great text that they wrote. So you notice that they used varied sentences, varied lengths of sentences like we focused on last week, right? So some short, some long, some medium. And they had a little bit of opinion. Bus driver. So I'm going to write an example for you about another group of people that help in our community. So actually, before I do that, let's think of a bunch of people. So when I say let's, it's going to be me because you're not with me. Here is a list of people that help in our community. So right now, the list might be slightly different than normal. So you could make a list of who's normally helping or who is helping right now. Up to you. So we have your parents are people who are definitely helping right now, right? They're helping you at home. They're helping to feed you, clothe you, keep you in shelter. They're helping to teach you these days, right? We have teachers who are helping, right? Our teachers are helping us in a variety of ways, sending emails, doing Zoom calls, writing letters, dropping off work, or communicating and talking with you in other ways, making videos. We have grocery store workers, right? The people who work at the grocery store, super important right now. We all need food, we all need supplies, and that's the place where we get them. So it's really important that they are working right now. They are essential workers to us these days, and we're very grateful for them. They're really helping us a lot. Doctors and nurses, so medical personnel, so very extremely important, especially these days. They help keep you healthy. We have garbage collectors, people who take your garbage. Every week when you put it out on the street, they take it and take it to the dump. And recycling, all of that. They take all that. Who else? Oh, we have our Amazon delivery people. So Amazon drivers. For those of us who are ordering from there, maybe, or any delivery people, right? We have the post office, we have UPS, we have people who are delivering groceries. We've got all kinds of delivery people, right? So I'll put delivery people on there too. So you can, or delivery workers, however you want to phrase it. I'm sure you can come up with a much longer list than this, but these are some of the people that are helping in our community right now. I'm going to focus on grocery store workers, okay? I think that is a great community helper, or they are, and I think that right now That's someone we are definitely all relying on, right? So I'm going to start with kind of a more brief writing, and then later in the week, I'm going to come back to it to edit, add more details, and make sure it's my best writing. Okay, so I'm going to start with an opening sentence. So grocery workers help in my community. So I'm going to start with a capital. And since I wrote grocery correct on my other paper, I'm going to write it correct here. It has a soft C in it. Grocery workers. So we know the sight word work, and we also learned that when we add ER, sometimes that means someone who. So someone who works is a worker. Grocery workers help, that's a sight word, in my now, community, you might know how to spell that, you might not. You could look in community helpers, see if you can find community there. I'm going to sound it out because that's always a good way if you don't know how to spell it. Okay, so community. K-U-N-I-T. Community. Okay. So, grocery workers help in my community. That's my opening sentence. I need some punctuation. So, period. Okay, now I'm going to list a couple of ways that they help in my community. So, they help scan and bag my groceries. They help me find food. Most of these words are sight words, but if you have an opportunity to look up how to spell them in other places, if you want to take a guess and sound them out, also great. Okay? They help me find food. They stock the shelves with food, right? Stock the shelves means they put the food on the shelves when it comes from the trucks. And they make sure that anything that is empty gets ordered, which is very tough with some items right now. Okay, so they stock the shelves with food. They also greet me at the door, especially when I go to Trader Joe's, which is my favorite store. They are so friendly, always in a good mood. I love going to Trader Joe's, even now. So they greet me at the door when I come in. Or maybe, yeah, so I'm going to start with door. I might make it even better when I edit and use some different words. Okay, so they greet me at the door. What else do they do? I can't think of anything else right at the moment. I'm sure I can think of stuff later this week, but I'm going to keep it here. So I have an opening sentence. I have some items. I'm going to close with a closing sentence. Now, maybe you don't get to this today. Maybe you get to it tomorrow or the next day, and that's totally fine. Okay, let's see. The workers at the store help us all. Okay, so there is my writing for today. If you would like, you can definitely draw a picture. I won't waste your time doing that here in front of you now. I'm going to keep this as it is. That might take a while for you. This is already taking 10 minutes, so maybe for you it's going to take quite a bit longer. So just chunk this out. Maybe write 1 or 2 sentences a day if you need to, or just do a first quick draft and then come back to it like I will. Okay, do the best you can. Think of someone in your community that you would like to write about. Maybe it's someone you want to honor at this time because we are really relying on them. Maybe it's someone you miss interacting with in the community right now. Maybe it's just something that you feel confident writing about. Up to you, but whichever you choose, make it your best. Have fun with it, and happy learning.